Blaine Stewart. Questions for Blaine? Rick, go ahead.
So, Blaine, how long did it take you to just start coaching and not just look around and go, wow, I'm back?
Honestly, my first day, because we had a player workout the day I showed up. So came in, went right to a staff meeting on my first Friday, went to position meetings, unit offensive meetings, then we were out on the practice field my first day. So it happened pretty quick, but I've definitely taken some time to kind of take it all in and really appreciate being back.
So is it just football now for you, or do you still look around and say, wow, I am back?
I always appreciate coming in these doors. Every time I make the drive, the first time I pulled in for my interview, I got goosebumps. I really did. And when I pull in this parking lot, it brings back a lot of memories. So every day I'm appreciative, but right now we're just focused on spring ball, trying to get better as a team, offense, position group, all that.
What did you learn about your time in Pittsburgh?
I learned so much. I mean, I couldn't even put into words to start. Number one, I just learned how to operate at a high level. That starts at the top with the Rooney family and the whole organization. Mr. Colbert, who I worked with, Coach Tomlin. Really just I learned how to, do things right and do things the detailed way. And I was really appreciative of that. I was around for a lot of really cool stuff. Learned a lot, had some success, had some just adversity in my time there. But the biggest thing, I just learned how to go through the process that is a full year of preparing a football team and watching guys grow. And really the coolest thing I was a part of was watching a young guy come in the room and, being a rookie or whatever and developing over a course of a couple of years. So that's going to be my goal, to take these tight ends and really any offensive player, the whole player on the team, just really kind of watch them through their process and be a resource for them. That's what I'm excited about.
Tell us about your guys. What do you see out of tight ends and fullbacks?
The guys have been great. They've been working. They've been eager. It's one of those things where, you say go, they ask how far. They've done a really good job. I'm excited about the room, because I think we've got a bunch of different roles to be found in that room. I think we've got guys with unique skill sets that can help the offense, and whether it be, Cole Taylor, the big tight end, who can, you see his size immediately and you see his athletic ability. You got Traylon Davis, who played a lot of snaps here last year, and we want to continue to build on that. And then, like you mentioned, the two fullbacks, Luke and Colin, they've done great work, and we're going to try to find a role for them too. And then the rest of the tight ends, there's young guys, there's guys that haven't had the opportunity yet. So we're really trying to put them in a spot this spring to catapult themselves into finding a role this fall, and then really just continue to grow and see what it looks like week one, because we're not a finished product. We're not even close to being a finished product. But I think our goal is to have numerous body types that can do numerous things and help this offense. That's our goal.
You work mostly with wide receivers in Pittsburgh, correct?
Yes, sir.
So what do you take from there that you can apply to tight ends?
One thing about Pittsburgh is we were a pretty small staff, so the tight ends did not have an assistant. So I did work quite a bit with the tight ends, when it was Coach James Daniel and then Coach Alfredo Roberts, who's there now. Alfredo Roberts is like a mentor to me. He's one of those guys that I told him my goal in football was to get in the tight end room, because I needed to expand my knowledge and just execution of the run game. So I had been meeting with him for 2 years on tight end play, getting ready for hopefully an opportunity like this. This was just the perfect fit. In terms of the receiver room, was great. Learned a lot in the pass game, all positions, whether it be receivers, tight ends, running backs, quarterbacks, stuff like that. And really just being around high-level football, the players I was around, the scheme I was around in Pittsburgh, I felt good about being able to just, add value here. And that's going to be my goal as a coach on this staff.
And then does that carry over a little bit, because one of the goals here is to get the tight ends more involved in the offense, especially in the passing game?
Yes, sir, absolutely. Our biggest thing is just finding out a way to help this offense be successful. If it's run blocking, pass protection, making plays down the field, we want to have our hand in all three phases of that, because I'm a firm believer if you don't have a balanced attack, you don't have the ability to truly reach your highest level of an offense. So I think the more we can do with our tight ends, and the more we can do as an offense of spacing guys out and being heavy with our big packages running the ball, and then that sets up play action and stuff with our quarterback run game too. Our quarterbacks really add value with their legs. So I think all of that compounds into a pretty dynamic offense.
Back when you were hired, Neil said the only thing you were missing is recruiting experience.
Yes, sir.
How has that gone so far?
Recruiting's been good. We have a great recruiting staff. Trey and Drew, I have met with a lot one-on-one. They have showed me the ropes. We've got an unbelievable staff of student workers and graduate assistants that really my goal has just been to do what they tell me, honestly. I've tried to, ingratiate myself in the tight end position nationally, and I've tried to really emphasize getting roots into my my recruiting area that has been finalized. So I'm just excited for getting out there in May. I was out there 2 days in January before the second signing day, so that was a really good experience to get into Northern Virginia and Eastern West Virginia and then get into Indianapolis. So I'm just excited to gain relationships all over the country and really just be receptive to the knowledge that they have because they do an unbelievable job from what I've seen.
What do you think Cole Taylor brings to the room that maybe wasn't there last year?
I think he brings experience. He's played major college football. He's played in atmospheres that we're going to play in this fall, and I think he brings a mindset of professionalism. He comes to work every day. He doesn't say a lot. Sometimes I feel like I have to pull some stuff out of him to get him going, just to talk, because he's good. He's going to go. He's going to do his work in the weight room, in the training room, all that stuff. He's a true professional. So I think the biggest thing he adds is a mindset that I'm excited about, and he and I have really, got off to a good start. And I think his athletic ability speaks for itself. He runs really well for a big man. He has good ball skills. We're just trying to find a way for him to continue to build, not too fast, but by the end of spring ball, feel very comfortable in every spot in our offense.
Along that line, moving from college to professional football, you got guys in that room that are going to become professional football players. How different is it? How different are they going into a new world when they go to an NFL team?
Yes, sir, they are. They're going into a completely different world because when you think about the NFL, it's every great player from college programs. It's the best of the best. So there's a lot of great players in college that, unfortunately, for whatever reason, don't translate to the NFL. So my thing is I'm going to try to, tight ends especially, but really anyone on this team, just verbalizing my experience with them, is I'm just going to tell them that they have to execute every facet of the game to be successful at the highest level. They have to take care of everything. They've got to take care of their body as a professional. They got to take care of the playbook. They got to be available. They can't be in the training room because if you're in the training room, you don't get reps. And if you're a guy that's not a first-round draft pick, those are the only guys that get kind of a pass when you start. So if you come in third round on, you got to earn your spot. So I think the biggest thing in the jump is just really the level of detail and having to execute day in and day out. So I'm just going to try to provide a framework for that and try to build it in our room, and hopefully it can be contagious across the whole team.
Kind of boggle your mind a little bit, seeing the talent.
One more time?
Kind of boggle your mind a little bit, seeing the kind of talent that was around you up there.
Yes, sir. The first thing that shocked me was the speed. Because, Coach Tomlin, he believes in tackling in practice when a lot of teams don't. I don't know how many do, but we're one of the few that we tackle to the ground in Pittsburgh. And, the first thing that strikes me is the speed of the linebackers, the speed of the D-line, the speed of a guy like T.J. Watt who can run with receivers in the NFL. That's the thing that kind of shocks people, and it's the speed and the athleticism that is special. So you just got to be ready to match that intensity when you get there.
Coach, how have you been able to leverage your NFL experience to actually almost being an advantage for you now as a coach on the college level, helping these guys, being able to tell them, you just kind of went into it, what it takes to get there, but also even in recruiting? Because I would imagine that despite not having recruiting experience, some recruits out there might actually like hearing from somebody that could tell them, well, this is what you need to do to get to the next level. Has that kind of been an advantage for you, even though you were inexperienced in the recruiting side, and how have you used that?
I'm definitely going to use it to my advantage. The biggest thing I think is I want to help these guys achieve their goals, whatever those goals may be. So if their goal is the next level, I've been a part of 5 drafts that evaluated players, went to pro days, had one-on-one draft meetings with guys. It was a really good experience for me to say, guys, this is going to be the process. And if you, take care of your business and align these things, it's really boxes to check. Are you going to check these boxes to prepare yourself to just get an opportunity? Because that's all you can really get at the next level. You just want to have an opportunity. It doesn't matter how you get there. First round draft pick, third team as a free agent. I've been a part of guys that for whatever reason it didn't click until their third year. So that process is a long one at times, but I just want to use that as an advantage to, yes, when I was talking to recruits, some guys were like, oh, where are you coming from? I'm telling them it was my first day. I was like, oh, I was with the Steelers. Sometimes that did open their eyes, and that was a cool experience. We talked about, whether it be their favorite player or a scheme, or I'm definitely going to try to, leverage that just because it's my experience, so I'm going to use it to my advantage.
What do you see Traylon Davis?
I see Traylon Davis is just a really good all-around football player. He's going to be the type of guy that's going to lead us in terms of physicality as a tight end room, and we gotta match his level of physicality because he's no stranger to that. I want to lean on him to do that, and I think the more he gets comfortable in his body, because he's finally done gaining weight and he feels good about where he is, the more he feels good about the scheme and where we put him. Everything's going to compound into itself. Being a point of attack blocker, well, then he can be a point of attack play action guy. I'm really excited about his development and first and foremost, just his mindset. He's a tough kid, and I really enjoy working with him day in and day out.
How's the transition been from the time? In the NFL, you got unlimited time with the guys. In college, you've got limited time. How has that transition been for you?
It's been a good transition. The biggest thing that I've learned is you got to be very efficient with your time. These guys have a lot going on outside of this building, and obviously we're very fortunate. Everything in this building is geared to helping these guys maximize their not only football potential, but their athletic, socially, nutritionally potential. So I think just using the efficiency of a meeting schedule and making sure that, we're not wasting guys' time is a big thing, and just preparing these guys to come in, be efficient, handle your business, go handle your academics or whatever you need to do outside this building, and then always have an open door policy for, hey, in the afternoon, man, come find us. Coach Brown's implemented a great kind of window for that in the schedule. The guys come in the evenings and they get work with Coach Joseph and the trainers and myself and young coaches. They're doing a really good job. So just being efficient, and I'll be honest, sometimes these mornings are full speed. Now we got to get out to that practice field. It's been a good time, but it's definitely something you just got to be efficient.
Neil said before you were even on the radar to be hired that he had tried to establish a relationship with you and your family. Mm-hmm. What does that sort of aspect of this job mean for you? And I think Neil mentioned that your mom got to come back and kind of see it for the first time in a while.
Yes.
Just what is that part of the job?
It's been unbelievable. My mom still lives off Stewartstown Road. She lives 5 minutes from here. So this is home. And, for them, Coach Brown, Coleman, Patrick, everyone to welcome my mom and I back last summer to show her the building, spend some time with her, and let her know, even when I wasn't working here, that, she should feel comfortable in this program and in this building. That meant the world to me. And that's why I have so much respect for this program and Coach Brown. It's just been great. She's coming to family day. My mom is. So we're going to go up, we have a nice meal with the players and make sure she feels just back in the fold. Former players are here. Rasheed Marshall, she's excited to see. Adam Jones, she's excited to see. Mike Joseph, Lori Rice, just familiar faces for her that she hasn't seen in a while. We're really excited, but really just the olive branch that Coach Brown and the program offered to my mom and I and myself and Coach Brown over the last couple of years has been really special.
Blaine, you talked about some of your more experienced players, whether it's here or different programs, right? So Taylor, Hamilton, but also guys like Traylon and I guess Victor too, but Everhart.
Oh yeah, Carson.
Canadian football, and then wasn't around for a year or two when everybody's moving in one direction, and he's a little bit different, but he has some physical gifts too.
Oh yes, sir. No, Carson's done a great job. The biggest thing with him is he's going to transform his body. He came in a little, it wasn't his fault. He came in underweight a little bit just because he wasn't playing football last year. So he's gained 10 or 12 pounds already this semester. So Carson's one of those guys that's got the frame to really build onto in terms of, just being able to put some meat on those bones. So we're really excited about him. He's just going to continue to work. He's one of those guys that beats down my door. He says, Coach, can we meet? Coach, can we meet? So that's a great problem to have for a guy that he really, really, really is excited to be back playing college football. And I think he'll just continue to work, and we'll see where it goes.
TJ, what do you see of him other than probably making you feel old because you remember his dad?
Oh yeah,
Torrey.
yeah. TJ Johnson's been unbelievable. I always joke with him. I said, TJ, you getting ready for the prom or what? He said, Nah, Coach, I ain't going to prom. So he's done a really good job jumping into this program full speed. He's working out well. He's got a good grasp of the playbook. We're trying to find ways to get him involved. He's another one of those guys that's going to put on some weight coming in. Basically a high school wide receiver, but with the frame to grow into a college tight end. So we're just really pushing him, but it's been really cool because Torrey Johnson, Adam Jones, Rasheed, those are all the guys that were kind of in that first wave of Mountaineer football that changed this place in the early 2000s. And it's cool to have a relationship with not only those three, but so many guys from the past have reached out. And it's been really cool to just kind of almost be a bridge to that era of Mountaineer football. Good deal. Thank you, guys.